you guys, what is up? It is I, the Concrete Catwalk. Those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I love all things thrift, vintage, new, nearly new, estate sailing, you name it. I love it. To my catwalkers, mwah, welcome back to a new video this Sunday in a long time. Those of you who are newly subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for coming along together with all of us on this journey. So you guys, as you see from the title, why I've been quiet and the time behind it. First of all, I wanted to say thank you so much. I've had a lot of people ask questions about a lot of different videos that I have posted in the past, questions about bags and things. I had gone through and I'd answered all of you who recently subscribed and who've been leaving questions, asking questions about certain things. During this very long break, I haven't posted a video since January. And I'm going to get behind the reason as to why. I feel you guys deserve to know because some of you may have been going through and or feeling the way that I have been feeling. Let me just take it all the way back to December. December comes and goes. And we come into the new year and I posted, I believe, 1 or 2 videos in January. And then I'm going to tell you, when winter hit, before I jump into this, let me just take a sip. I would encourage you, if you've got, you need something to drink, go ahead and get yourself something to drink. You can pause me. This video may be a little longer than normal because I haven't been here. This is something that is worth talking about because this is the worst I've ever experienced getting through winter, I think, ever in my lifetime. I've been through where it's been, cold. Let's just say 1 or 2 days it's cold and then things kind of level out. You have some intermittent snow, but you guys, this winter was so brutal for me in terms of mentally feeling the effects of what a long drawn out winter with back-to-back perpetual snowstorms, ice cold, ice conditions, gray skies. I have never had winter impact me so much as what we just gone through. Spring has sprung. And I am so thankful for that spring came on the 20th of March. Mentally, my head has been able to just finally release. During that time frame, those 3 months, let's just call it 3 months, from January all the way up until basically now, which is almost towards the end of March, I just didn't have the mental energy or bandwidth to sit down in front of the camera, and I just wasn't in that headspace to do it. I want to ask you guys the question, do any of you go through this, especially when winter or winters are extremely harsh? I live on the East Coast, not far up the East Coast where you get hammered with snow and it becomes something that you're totally accustomed to negotiating through. Usually where I'm at, which is the DC metro area, it's, you get a little bit of something and then it's okay. It's business as usual. Not this one. So I want to know if you guys go through that. What does it feel like? Do you feel like doing anything? Because when I tell you hibernation, hibernation fit me to a T. I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want to do anything where I knew I was going to be exposed to the elements. I just didn't have it in me to do. I couldn't. This winter, it took it all out of me. With that being said, let's move on. I'm going to just tell you guys where my headspace is. I'm kind of glad that it happened and I took the extended downtime break from posting, from doing things, because I feel like I really needed to just rock with winter. Didn't want to do something and it just not feel like me, and just going through the motions of doing stuff. And I'm not just talking posting online. I'm talking about like going out with friends and socializing. I didn't feel like it. So I didn't do it. What did that leave me with in the time frame that was going on behind all of that? Well, it gave me time to think. The ability to really process the things that are going on in this world. And I started to put into perspective what really matters in life. I just didn't think, and I don't know what it was, but I didn't think that this winter was going to take me to such a, I'll call it what it is, a very depressed emotional state about not wanting to, because I just didn't feel like doing. There's a whole dynamic behind the scenes with me that is more than just the material things. I have feelings, I have concerns, I have worries, I have things that I want to accomplish and I want to share with you guys. It brings me to where I've been at. Without getting in too far in the weeds, there are some things that I am planning, significant in a good way. I want to be able to comfortably talk about that with you guys after I've gone through it. In the meantime, let me just bring it back to the reality, and that is, I missed you guys. I didn't want to come back on camera and not talk about where my mental headspace was, because I think we all go through moments where we really just need time out. And I know in the past I have done, 1 or 2 weeks I didn't post. The pace in which life moves a gazillion miles a minute. Sometimes there is burnout. Just like in a professional career, there is burnout, and self-care is everything. Being able to just sleep, get up, not have to worry about, I'm on a table clock, I'm on a time clock, I got to do this, I got to do that. I hope you guys get where I'm coming from. We're here to talk about all those great, pretty things. Yes, we are. But I also want us to be able to talk about things that truly are substantive and that do matter, because just like you, I go through stuff too. Just like me, you guys are going through things too. Sometimes getting on social media and putting things out there, I don't want to create an environment where everything's so great and we're so happy. Because that is not real life. Real life is ups and downs. Real life is crucial, critical life decisions that involve a space and a place where you just need to be by yourself, with yourself. Without going any further than that, I want to jump into some quick things. Some of the things that I want to share with you are very practical things that you can just run out and you can grab if you decide that you want to or not. So I think I'm going to start this off with the Dollar Tree. You guys know Dollar Tree is one of the favorite places that I like to run into because of the randomness of it. You know, I love going into their makeup aisle, and I come across these two little cuties. Now, bear with me with the mic, and if I go in and out, please forgive me. I want you to take a look at this Nicole Miller nail color. Now, I have this color on my nails. My nails are cracked up. I'm just going to be straight up, so don't look at the nails, but look at this color. It is the most delicious, milky, yellow-ish type of color. It goes on super great. I've had this polish on for close to a week and a half, and I just started getting the chips a few days ago. They offered it in 3 different colors, 3 or 4 different colors. I picked up 2 of these colors. The pastels are where it's at. I love it. The second color that I picked up is like a pale milk pink. What sold me on these nail colors, honestly, you guys, is the bouge with it, the little packaging. I adore this. I have not used this color yet. This is probably going to be the color that I use next. If you are in the Dollar Tree and you see these Nicole Miller nail colors, they are well worth it for $1.25. Beautiful glass bottles. The way they look is everything. Can't believe that I found these there. Let's move on. The next thing that I am very particular about, scents and smells. In the Dollar Tree, came across this. It is called Stinky bowl spray. Before you sit, toilet spray. And this is in the fragrance Tropical Garden. Oh my God, you guys. A tad spritz of this will make that entire bathroom smell divine. For $1.25, if you want to screenshot this, this is something you can just throw in your bag. You will never have to worry about being in a smelly bathroom again, no matter where you go. Or even if you're a guest at someone's home and you're fearful of odors, this is where you would want to be. Get it at the Dollar Tree. If you see it, I advise you pick it up. Another Dollar Tree find. You know, I'm a big fan of sunglasses, sunnies. I can't resist. If I am in the Dollar Tree, I always like to slide over to their sunglass little rounder to see what is what. Okay, you guys, let me just stick these on so you get the vibe. When I tell you I saw these and I knew and I was done and I wanted these for $1.50, you know, because the Dollar Tree isn't really a Dollar Tree anymore. These are the type of sunglasses where you can pop these on. They go good with all black. I've worn this with all black. It looks great. But these are the type of sunglasses, if you lost them, it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. The next thing that I would like to share with you, a purchase that I made about a month and a half ago, a wallet that functioned as a wallet but didn't necessarily look like a wallet. Now, you know, I have the Chanel vintage zippy wallet. I've done plenty of videos about that wallet. If you want to go back, you can go into my playlist and you can check out some of the videos where I talked about that wallet. That is actually one of my favorite vintage pieces that I own. That is Chanel. I wanted a wallet that was a long wallet proper so I could get bills inside fully. With this Chanel vintage wallet, I have to make a little bit of concession so that things can fit inside of it. Not the end of the world, but sometimes I do not want to fold my bills. Well, I happen to be online at one of my favorite places to look for random things, Kari. So I put in long wallet. So let me just tell you what popped up. Balenciaga. You know I am a big fan of the vintage Balenciaga moto bag, or the city bag as they call it. And you know that's making a resurgence. I come across this wallet. This wallet looks like a passport with a plain boarding pass ticket inside of it. But the beauty of it is when you open it up, it is a full-on functional wallet. When I saw this, I was obsessed. This piece is plastic and paper together. And the idea behind this is the more you use it, the more it's supposed to look tattered and get weathered and torn. Now, this part here is all leather. This is all leather. This is the only part where it's like plastic and paper. But I am loving what this is giving. Real time proper, this retails at Balenciaga for upwards of $700. I think this particular version is hitting in that mark. I think they go a little higher than this, but you can, if you want to buy this brand new, I believe you can still get a version of this from Balenciaga, but you'd have to go to their site to take a look. I knew specifically that this, I think, was introduced back in 2024, and I had eyed it then, but I didn't even think about it again until I did this search for a long wallet. And like I said, it allows for a compartment where you can put your coins. It zips. You have all the slots for your cards, credit cards, what have you. I picked this up on Mercari for all of $330. Now, it took a minute for this to get to me because this item actually came from Japan. There is a seller on Mercari, and I'll link them by the name of Beanos. And it is, I think, a subsidiary of Mercari. If you're willing to wait 7 to 14 days, maybe a little bit longer, it would be well worth it, because usually things that they offer are significantly more reasonable than buying something like this in the States. When I saw offerings from people who were located in the States, this typically escalated to over $1,000+. And in this climate, I really do still enjoy having nice things, but I am not trying to go broke to get something that's really nice. I understand what it is, But if I have to wait a little bit longer in order to get it at a price point that's a little more reasonable, I'm open to do that. Next up, I love super expensive sunglasses. I also love inexpensive or mid-range sunglasses. They all do the same thing. They protect your eyes from the sun. In Gabe's, I always go to their sunglass section. So I happened to come across 2 pairs of sunglasses that just hit the mark with me. This first pair here, my God, you guys, for $3.99. Now, I know what these probably give the vibe of. You know, a lot of people are big fans of CBK's style, and I admire her style too. I am not trying to look like CBK because she's one in a million. I don't think people who try to duplicate her style could ever come close. If anything, you're just pulling from the reference that is her minimalist, exceptional taste in things she chose to dress herself in. When I picked up these sunglasses, I had always admired the shape of these sunglasses. I didn't know if they would work on me, but when I had the ability to try a shape like this on, I knew that I wanted to pick up a pair like this. Now, you can go the super expensive route and get the skinnier version that she owned. If you prefer to do that, there's plenty of links that could take you there to do that. I'm just simply saying, if you want to save some money and you want to do a style that is, you know, a nod to that, similar to that, but incorporate it to your own personal tastes, go to Gabe's and see if you can't find a sunglass that's shaped like this, because it does give a nod to that 90s minimal-esque sunglass vibe. These are just a little bigger. I prefer the bigger side of the fence, but they work nonetheless, and I absolutely love them. So the second pair that I picked up, these sunglasses also came from Gabe's, and I'm going to slide them on really quick. These are a fun, playful, if you are in a sweat outfit or a warm-up and a little bit more sporty, these are it. They chimed in at $3.99. Both of these look way more expensive than they were, which is the $3.99, like I said, but absolutely positively worth it nonetheless. So I would advise, if you're looking for some stylish sunglasses that hit the mark, Gabe's is the place to go in order to do that. East Coast girlies, you already know. Those of you who can jump in a car and do a road trip, go to Gabe's. You cannot go wrong. A couple more things that I want to jump into, and they have to do with 3 handbags that I picked up. These are a nod to the 90s. One is a vintage piece, and the 2 others are giving that minimal Prada vibe that I like. If you recall, 2 years ago, I picked up this bowling bag, and I'm going to show her here. This is a bowling bag by the brand Nothing Written. You guys, this bag, over the 2 years of ownership that I have had it, and again, go to my playlist because there is a full video that I did, because I used to have 2 of these bags, and one of those bags was a part of a giveaway that someone won. If you want to go the direction of something minimal and you do not want to drop the $300 that it costs to get this bag from Nothing Written, let me tell you what happened. Perusing in Marshall's handbag section, and I came across these 2 beauties. These 2 bags are geared towards people who might be interested in picking up pieces that are not leather, and surprisingly enough, there was a twist with these. So this is the first bag that I came across, and let me just straighten her out so you can get the full on. Now tell me something. This is East-West style, right? Very minimal. And that clasp right there is to keep the handles together up on your shoulders so they don't slide down, which I think is a nice touch. They also included this little flower. I like it on there, but if I was going for a little bit more sleeker look, I probably would take that flower off, put it inside the bag. If you're going for that East-West clean, minimal look that gives Prada, but is not the Prada price point, then carry yourself into Marshall's. These, and there is another that looks exactly like this, and let me grab it so that you can see. I also picked this bag up in the brown color. These 2 bags both ended up being on sale for $24 each. Sometimes you just want a sleek, minimal look without all the complications. And these bags give expensive bags a run for the money. You go on Nothing Written's site, they do offer kind of a style like this. But if you do not, again, want to drop $300, try to carry yourself to Marshall to see if you can't find these bags. They are vegan leather, but they feel and look just like a leather. These bags fit so well under the arm. Now, I've carried the black bag already and I absolutely adore it. They're ample enough to get the most essential things in if you needed to do that. Or if you're the type of person who doesn't want a big bag and you don't want to walk around with a whole lot of stuff, these are the perfect bags to do that with. Last thing that I want to share with you guys is a vintage piece. Lately, there has been an uptick of people who have been looking at the vintage Marc Jacobs bags. Now, one bag that did catch my eye was the Wonder bag. You guys know, because I'm gonna drop it here and here. A lot of people have been picking up the Wonder bag. Wonder bag is basically an east-west bag with 2 pockets on the side. I like the look of the Wonder bag. One bag, and I think you guys know because I've done a couple videos on some older Marc Jacobs bags that I picked up, and I am a big fan of the Blake. Now, I have 2 Blake satchels. Now, not the ones with the pocket in the front, and I'll post up here, but the one with the pocket on each side. Kind of like an east-west bag, but not elongated like an east-west bag, but the vibe is everything. So there was one particular Blake that I wanted, and it was in the color, it's like this deep blue-ish, and I'll post up here so you can see it. But at the end of the day, I ended up finding this bag. Okay, this is the bag. Oh my God, when I tell you I was obsessed with this color back in the day when Marc Jacobs introduced this color, my God, I literally wanted this from day one. So I ended up finding this bag on all places. So I ended up finding this bag on Poshmark. This bag was $53 on Poshmark. This is a hint for you guys. If you want something that is all leather, very nice, designer piece from back in the day, you may want to take a look and check out some of Marc Jacobs' older pieces because the leather on this is incredible. This is a 90s, early 2000s piece. So glad that I found this color because the way that this just works for my day-to-day, absolutely phenomenal pieces offered from Marc Jacobs back in the day. And the best part is if you take your time on the pre-loved market, you can seriously find some great pieces from Marc Jacobs with that heavy, luxurious leather that will not break the proverbial bank or budget. Okay, so you guys, there you have it. Those are some of the things that I wanted to share with you. That big thing about why I'd been so quiet, because I want to know if you guys ever have gone through that or did go through that this past winter, because it was a difficult one for me, but I'm comfortable enough to say I'm so happy that I made it through to the other side and I can show up feeling good, feeling refreshed, and we can sit down and we can talk about things, whether it be bags or accessories or home things, whatever, Dollar Tree, you name it. But we can be real with each other in the process too, because at the end of the day, you guys are like family to me, and I want to be upfront and let you all know that just like you, life ebbs and flows, and we're here to support each other. That's the part that I like too. You guys, let me know in the comments below with regards to all of the things that I shared with you, from the discussion about, the winter blues, all the way through to some of the pieces that I shared with you. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you'd like to see more from me on my channel. And to all of you, I want to wish you a happy spring. I hope that as you go through this spring and into the summer, it is very joyous and it is very fun. Take the time to enjoy yourself offline. Thank you so much for stopping by this week. If you do not want to miss out on anything that I post, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Remember to tap that bell. Share this video if it resonates with you and you want to share it with your friends. Go ahead and do that too. Make sure you check out some of my other videos. You guys, I thank you all so much. Be safe, and I will see you all in the next video. Mwah. Bye for now.